2012.
All right, great three competitors. Welcome to round 7. You have 50 minutes. Please begin.
Hello everyone, welcome to Grand Prix Indianapolis, or even Grand Prix Nashville 2012. Where am I? I'm on a continent somewhere. Rich Hagan here alongside Rashad Miller, bringing you all the action from round 7. And you are going to see Charles League of the United States up against Reed Duke. So Reed Duke, one of the great Magic Online exponents. There you see him and his StarCityGames.com top, Gerard Fabiano, waiting for his opponent on the back table. Reed looking at his opening hand, which features many, many good spells in his deck, it's fair to say. There is Charles League, getting ready to go. The round hasn't quite been called, so the players will be resolving mulligans and then waiting for the go button. You see a little glimpse of Reed's hand there, and away we go with the planes from Reed Duke. And there's a turn 1 play from Charles League. I wonder if this is going to be an Avacyn's Pilgrim. It certainly is. So mana acceleration straight away for Charles. And turn 2 from Reed is a pass, so there's a chance for that acceleration to bear fruit.
So now does Charles actually have a chance against this monster of a deck that Reed Duke is piling in?
Well, we've been sort of calling it super, and of course Charles could easily win 2-0 here, couldn't he? Let's face it, that's Magic.
This is Magic the Gathering.
Dawn Treader Elk now meets Voiceless Spirit, the first play from Reed.
Probably not his best turn 3 play, but you know, a Voiceless Spirit is solid, especially against his board position.
So there's some red, which means opens up all kinds of possibilities for putting a 1 toughness creature into the graveyard.
Don't know if, I guess we can take a look to see if red is, red's one of his main colors. So, and he has a splash of black, not sure exactly what for yet, but he has, it's like an assortment of ways to kill 1 toughness creatures. Mostly overkill. 2 to 3 damage.
Sure, but not there, it turns out. So he just passes the turn, and Reed will attack in. By the way, just one very small technical play point there. We saw Charles getting his notebook out and flipping to a new page, even though there's plenty of space on the page. Always do that if you've got the chance, because it turns out that some clever people can look at your live scores from previous rounds and make a pretty good supposition about the kind of deck you're playing. When you see your opponent's deck, it says their live score 20, 18, 14, 10, 2, 0, and you stay on 20. Are you playing against a control deck or an aggro deck? You know you're functioning unless they were managed.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's easier to get that information in a constructed tournament.
Yes,
and limited.
Sure.
It's hard. Even the control decks in limited can go 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, and kill you like that.
I grant you that. Nonetheless, if the choice is a blank piece of paper or a piece of paper with game information from earlier rounds already on, choose the blank piece of paper.
Yeah, technically you're not even supposed to have any information from any other rounds.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so technically outside notes. Ooh, so it looks like we have a Prey Upon.
Indeed we do.
Featuring a battle between a Pitchburn Devils and a Voiceless Spirit.
Voiceless Spirit loses.
Loses hard. And even if it won, who really comes out ahead in that deal?
Sure.
Mr. League himself. Man, you talked up Reed Duke's deck, and it's just all it's delivering Elder Cathars.
All he's got is an Elder Cathar. That's it. I tell you, this deck's that'll be a curse of Death's Hold.
Oh, and a curse. Curse you.
It barely does anything.
It does. It's the gift that keeps on giving. You know, it kills the 1 toughness guys, but you know what? If that Pitchburn Devils would much rather be a 3-3 than a lowly 2-2 that it is right now.
Yep.
Charles is looking at his Forge Devil, and now he stopped looking at it because it doesn't really do anything but deal a damage to him. In with the Devils, Reed Duke takes to 18-16. And now it looks like he's going to trigger, he's going to use this Forge Devil and in combination with the Curse to trigger Morbid on his Woodland Sleuth. I think he was considering that, but decided not to. Probably wait for a more valuable creature to go in the graveyard to get a chance of getting back, say, a Pitchburn Devils.
So green plus assorted splashment as it looks, although, as you say, red is main for...
Yeah, red's his main. That one swamp is only in his deck. He wouldn't fetch that out with the elk.
So that'll be a Torturer, I do believe. Falconwrath Torturer?
That is Falconwrath Torturer. So at any point that Reed Duke chooses, he can have a 5/4 flying vampire for a turn.
That's pretty
and then it's just a 5/4.
So there's Forge Devil.
Oh, no. It's not a human, so it only gets 2 cards.
So Forge Devil instantly goes away because of Curse of Death's Hold.
Deals the damage to
the Torturer.
Yep.
So Reed is going to respond with Elder Cathar. So 2 counters go on the Torturer.
And now Charles is going to... I think he's going to play the Woodland Sleuth.
He is indeed.
And he's going to get his Forge Devil back. There's only card in his graveyard, I believe. Only creature in his graveyard, right?
Okay. So there it is.
Oh, no. They're...
Also, Dawn Treader Elk and the Addison's...
One of those is really bad to get back.
And there's Forge Devil.
That one's the second best choice.
Mm-hmm.
Still looking good for Reed Duke. He's got a 4/3 in play. And Charles has a bunch of 2/2s and 1/2s. Or a 2/2 and a 1/2. And a lot of creature cards in his hand that have 1 toughness. So 3 mana, and is that a Pyre Wolf?
Fireheart Wolf?
Fireheart Wolf?
It is.
And I'm back.
Yeah. Goodbye. Oh, hello.
In goes the Devils, offering a trade. Reed's probably going to take 2 instead of losing his vampire.
I feel I'm capable of going to 16. Thanks. Interesting to see whether Reed is hamstrung with just the single planes right now.
Well, a lot of
much.
It's very possible. A lot of the more powerful white spells are double white. Take a quick look at his deck list, and it doesn't seem like he should be too hindered by only 1 planes. I only see 1 Inquisitor, Elite Inquisitor. That's the only thing that requires double white.
So he's not got a handful of Spectral Riders and so on?
No, his deck is actually the mana base is pretty smooth.
Okay. So you see Gather the Townsfolk?
2 more humans for the nom-noms, the vampire, flying through the air, Grace of Ease.
So, is Nom Nom meant to be something other that's just simply beyond a sound effect? Is there a story to that?
Is there a story to Nom Nom?
Yeah.
It's I don't know if there's a story behind it. It is the sound that someone must have made at one point while they were eating.
So it is just the sound. That's fine.
It's more just a text representation of eating. I don't know that anyone actually noms when they eat.
Yeah. Okay,
except for maybe the Cookie Monster. I think he actually literally noms.
See that? Maybe we're getting something.
I think we figured it out.
The Falconwrath Torturer has bitten the dust via Burn from Charles. And we've got a Thraben Sentry going on.
Just waiting to transform. Just give me a reason. That's what he's saying. But Reed drew a second planes. I don't even think that he needs it unless he wants to cast 2 white spells in 1 turn.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, so he had the Elite Inquisitor.
There you go.
2/2 first strike. So, I mean, that's the most important part right now, the first strike.
Yeah.
The other part, it has protection from werewolves and zombies and vampires. But, well, now it has protection from one creature. In fact.
Crossway Vampire?
Yeah. And there's Vigilance. A lot of good abilities on that guy.
Yep. He is rare.
He is rare.
Fair enough. I mean, when you start with a 2/2 for 2 that's rare.
Can't double block like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I don't think so. Yeah.
Single block does it. And then, so we're going to use the trigger to get
pitch
rid of the Sentry instead. Interesting choice.
We don't want a big fat trampler, do you?
Ooh, a Loyal Cathar. We have all the Cathars in this deck. Reed Duke's deck is nothing but synergy. I'm looking at just the cards, and this is not even... Looking at the cards in this deck, this isn't a good draw. This is a mediocre draw.
Oh, for sure.
And this is nothing but synergy.
More
that I'm seeing.
Forge Devil action.
But, Charles is doing a good job of staying not dead.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you start thinking, I wonder if he's got a Devil's Play. Or something where you could just go, he's got so much mana there. He's up to 8 mana already. I mean, like,
He may not have Devil's Play.
Okay. Is that as in, he hasn't got a Devil's Play on his deck list, so if he's got one, he's probably cheating?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So don't hold your breath for Devil's Play. We're not being coy.
I don't do coy.
Doom Traveler, Unhallowed Cathar.
But now it's looking a little bad for Charles. It's like he's playing
with the
against
whole Sorin Lord of Innistrad coming down, you think that might have made a difference? Yeah, so there we go. So as you pointed out, with basically not doing an awful lot, lots of pretty ordinary, dull, little monsters, not doing a lot. A good card in Curse of Death's Hold. Yeah. Reed just...
Yeah, I think it was just a curse
wins.
and creatures. I don't remember any other non-creature spell other than the curse that was played.
Nope.
That's all you need. Dudes and all of your opponent's creatures to be smaller dudes. That's plan A. It's a nice hat that Mr. Lee has on.
Is it? Could you talk us through it there? You've got a little...
Well,
what would you describe that as?
It's a patchwork... it's kind of a duckbill. Is it a 6-section? 1, 2... No, it's kind of a... It's got like the snap in the front, probably. Not an actual snap, but that style where the actual bill and the top of the fabric of the hat is connected together, usually by a snap, but now usually they're sewn together. But I do dig the patchwork. Patchwork? I'm into patchwork.
Okay.
I'm glad I enlightened you. Do you feel enlightened?
Oh yeah. Well, from my position of total ignorance, any information represents a vast stratospheric leap forward in hat wear.
And from what I've said, you've gathered that is a hat.
What? You started counting bits of it.
No, I
thought hats always came in like, it's a hat.
Well,
it's a single thing. And you're
some hats. There's a different way to make these styles of hats. See, this one is actually 6 segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Does it work on video when they're not
the
showing
the one that I'm wearing is a 6 segment.
Oh, okay. So
as you can see, we're just going to talk about it off camera.
Oh, lovely.
I'm going to show you the wedges, and everyone who's watching now is going to have to imagine.
That was in a movie, right?
These wedges.
Show me the wedges.
Show me.
Is that? No. Something like that.
And the hat that Charles is wearing is not built in this fashion. It's actually built in a patchwork fashion, which could also.
Duck built. Or is duck billed?
Duck bill.
Right.
You see?
Like the brim. Of the hat.
Looks like a duck's bill.
Right. Okay.
Just go to Wikipedia, type in hat, and then and then write a report.
You think I'm going to find duck bill?
You will.
Under hat.
It will be one of the sections. Flat top, duck bill, paperboy.
Hey,
I don't know what that is. Paperboy.
you are making this up.
Newsboy. That's what I meant to say. Newsboy. Look it up.
Any boy, you're making it up.
Why would I make something like that up? Especially in the middle of this great game, this great match of Magic, brought to you by GG's Live and Next Level Games and Wizard of the Coast. And Twitch TV to an extent.
Charles League opens up.
Red green, we got two colors. The pump fake.
And
That is a Hinterland.
Hermit?
I believe.
Hinterland Hermit.
I believe so. I think that's the only two casting cost werewolf in Dark Ascension.
Okay. All three colours. Another checklist card. And out comes Handwear Watch Keep.
Got a little theme going on over on Mr. League's side.
And Reed will cast one of the standouts of Proton Lulu, Lingering Soul.
You know, this card is just as good as everyone has ever said. There was a lot of talk about this card at Grand Prix Seattle/Tacoma,
Right.
where this is better than almost. There's a lot of rares in this format, and Lingering Swords is a lot better than them. 4/1/1 flyers, it's pretty relevant in any stage of the game.
And of course, last week we saw together in Indianapolis, just tremendous for Martel all the way to the trophy.
In we go, a lot of evasion. The only thing that can block on Charles' side is the Pyreheart Wolf.
Now, that's a Vault of the Archangel for Reed Duke, along with more checklist action for Raven Sentry.
If there's a swamp over there for Reed Duke, this game can get way out of hand.
Yes.
Really fast.
Yeah. Pitchburn Devils for Charles, who's 14 to 20 down, and doesn't look like he's drawing a swamp.
But this is definitely a hand. A lot of times you don't like to see hands with only one of your colors, but if you're staring at Lingering Souls and Elite Inquisitor and Throbbing Century,
yeah, you have to.
You just go for it.
Well, you have to feel you're going to have the time to find it, right? You would be very unlucky not to see a swamp for, let's say, 10 cards,
right?
Which is the kind of
how long it'll take
for the game you feel that you're going to before you're in real trouble,
or no other white spells that you can play.
Yeah.
Now the werewolves are coming out, and with that Pyreheart wolf, blocking is going to become pretty difficult.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, Reed's still at 20, so he will want to keep as many creatures on board as he can, so that when he does draw the swamp, I mean, for example, if his next draw is a swamp, suddenly it's like, well, let's just give everything Death Touch and Lifelink, and then when everything dies, I'll just flash back Lingering Souls for another couple of guys that can get Death Touch and Lifelink. But Reed is just going to go for it.
So we want to get rid of that Pyreheart Wolf, and we got to do it the long way. We got to kill it. We got to kill it twice. Okay. So double block because we have to, and double block on the. I think the Hinterland Hermit, once it's transformed, you must block it. So we have a case where we have to satisfy the most number of requirements as possible. So if we are going to block, not only do we have to double block, but we have to double block the, what's the name of the Hermit?
So this Hinterland Scourge.
Hinterland Scourge.
Which must be blocked if able.
Right. So if we do choose to block something, the Hinterland Scourge is the first thing we need to block with two creatures. And then if we want to block something else, we've already made settled that requirement of him having to be blocked. And so we can put two creatures on some other creature.
So
it's like Brimstone Volley.
Yeah.
Just did a number on what should have happened in that combat phase.
Like a combat trick changing combat.
Just like it should do.
Yeah. So Reed now under pressure.
It looks like he's in the tank, or maybe just resting his neck.
So there he is. Kind of looks like that when he's ordering coffee, building a sealed deck, 9-0, winning the mocks.
He looks a tad bit worried.
In trouble.
He doesn't seem happy.
Sure.
He's definitely concentrating. Maybe he's tired.
You know Reed was the one on the left there, right?
Oh! I thought we were talking about Sleepy Judge. Not the sleepiest judge we've had on GG's Live.
Good news for Reed. He finds a swamp.
Which changes a lot.
It does. The vault is up.
It changes that elite Inquisitor into White, the Combat Spectre. Mess with me, you're going down. First.
Yeah.
And we're going to gain our buddy Reed Duke a little bit of life. And I have Vigilance. Whoa, someone just doesn't...
Well, I guess Charles is at the point where Vault the Archangel is going to be awkward. He knows that there's a Lingering Souls coming again in the future.
Mm-hmm.
He also knows there's a Sorin Lord of Innistrad.
It's somewhere.
Somewhere in the
lurking.
future. So there we are. There is the first activation of the match of Vault of the Archangel. That means that Hinton and Scourge will bite the dust. Reed will gain some life. Oh, Russet Wolves. I love hill giants a lot more than I should.
I like them better when they're named after potatoes. Russet.
Just russet is a potato. It's not called the russet wolf potato. Then.
Oh.
Just no, I'm asking because I don't think we have those. Maybe we do. I just call them potatoes, so I just I don't know about types. King Edward, that's about it.
There are different types of potato.
Yeah.
We'll talk about them later.
Okay. Over some fries, perhaps?
Maybe. Those are russet. French fries are russet potatoes.
There you go. Hats, French fries.
I'm an expert of most things.
I'll bear that in mind.
Flashback.
Souls. How about I have some more 1/1 flies?
And we have enough mana left open to activate our vault still. So
yes, we do. I mean, 5 mana is a big commitment, but boy, do you get some value from it.
Attacking is not a good idea for Charles.
Yeah.
He's not going to get much of anything.
He can send the Pitchbone Devils.
That's probably the most value he's going to get out of any attack. Just trading it with, Elite Inquisitor. Heads up.
Yeah.
Looks like Reed may be considering. He can't. Yeah, he doesn't have the option to not block, so he's going to do it. We're trading it. Heads up.
Yeah.
The trigger from the Pitchburn Devils gets rid of the Elite Inquisitor, so now we are 10 to 11, and Reed Duke has 3 1/1 flying spirit tokens, which can at any point gain lifelink and death touch versus a couple of wolves. A 3/3 and a 2/2.
I don't think Reed's quite at the point where he can just play an old Star Racing, but he is at the point where they're killing anything that moves.
A race isn't totally out of the question.
Oh no, I mean, we're not far away from it, but...
Barring any, if, Charles does anything, then that race becomes very, very bad.
Well, Reed is going to send in, but it looks like no activation. So presumably there's going to be quite a lot appearing here.
Oh, we're going to get back our Elite Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Like, this guy was doing pretty well for me. Let's keep that going. And the Black Cat.
And his Black Cat. And his Gather the Townsfolk. Yeah, when you see him attack with the 3 and then not activate the Vault, you're like, you've got quite a turn coming up, haven't you?
And that was quite the turn. We went from 3 creatures to 7.
Yeah, having attacked for 3.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm just going to put these sideways because I don't need them. So here comes the attack. There's going to be a discard at random with the Black Cat. Charles is going to use
Harvest Fire.
Yeah.
Mess with the math yet again. Probably going to get rid of that Elite Inquisitor. I'm guessing is the he's the peskiest of the 4.
Yeah, but Reed has to expect that because Charles hasn't done a lot for a couple of turns. He's playing red. He's playing black. Reed was obviously quite prepared for that eventuality. The Black Cat dies, so discard happens.
Yep, that was Charles' last card. So Charles is down to living off the top of his deck. Reed Duke still has a couple of cards in his hand and 3 creatures in play with the Vault.
Yes. A trifle awkward to defeat.
Now Reed might feel more comfortable with just this race because...
Yeah, because he can go 14 to 4. He's going to send 2 and leave a death touch up. 5.
Oh.
Now here's, a little 3/2 flying vampire.
And
use a lethal.
And Undying is such a nightmare for red. Such a nightmare.
Yes.
Not only do you have to kill it twice, the second time's harder.
Yeah, no exile going on.
Not in red, there aren't too many cards. There we are, thinking about it.
Tell you what, if they hurry up and finish here, we could get Joe Fabiano and David Glacier onto the feature match.
Yeah, I think I saw them shuffling.
Because they are shuffling. Right now.
Man, yet again, more fire messing with things.
Yeah, so it was a good off the top.
Yeah, burning oil, right?
Yep.
And he has the planes. Looks like it's splash planes.
Mm-hmm. So
out of the sideboard. That burning oil. Well, at least the planes is out of the sideboard.
Okay.
The burning oil is also out of the sideboard. So he's pulling out all the
felt
guns.
He needed all the variants he could get. He is 9 to 5 behind. And there's quite a lot of damage on the table.
Probably more than 5, but right now that burning oil is keeping back.
Racing, yeah. Reed will say, here's a doomed traveler.
Here's a nice speed bump for you.
Yeah. Charles at 3.
Was it a good one? Let's see it, Charles. Oh.
Why would you play that?
I don't know.
Oh, Porter's Reed. Let's shake hands and you see,
yeah.
I kind of feel that the deck basically lived somewhere between 2nd and 3rd gear there throughout the match. And he's like, yep, that'll be another 2-0. Right, Reed, get off. There's Jared Fabiano going, come on, shift.
Yeah, congratulations to Reed Duke there.
Well done. I want to play.
Yeah,
I want to be in the spotlight.
I kind of feel like Charles may have given up when he drew his forest and saw that this wasn't going to help him. So he just kind of played his hand. He just played the forest, and he was pretty quick to extend his hand.
Yeah, and in all fairness, Reed Duke is not someone I would expect to make any kind of error at the back end in that way.
Right.
But, at a lower level, any number of times, you sit there with a basic man in your hand, you put the fear of God into opponents.
It's like, what am I missing? What am I...
Yeah, and especially if it's like game 2.
Yeah, does he have clinging miss?
He could have anything. So there you see Reed vanishing.
Actually, we were getting a good shot of Charles not vanishing.
Okay.
But now he's gone. And look, draw Fabiano.
Okay, so he's on the left of screen. And on the right, David Glacier. There you see him, as we say, top 24 of Honolulu. And really in with a shout down the stretch.
He's a really good legacy player, too.
Right.
I'm I'd like to know how well he did in Indy, because I'm sure he was there. He's a Chicago area player. He's a Midwest traveler.
Do you know what rhymes with GP Indy? Turns out to be Gindy.
Really?
And, for those of you who weren't with us earlier, Ben Swartz was telling us that Charles Gindy won a Magic Online Pro Tour qualifier.
Oh, really?
Earlier this morning.
Wow,
Yeah,
congratulations, Charles
Not
Gindy.
just a pointless pun, Rashad, but actual information to our viewers and listeners.
I'm pretty sure you could have given us that information without the pun. There's got to be a way. There had to have been a way.
Yes. Good point.
I don't really have a point.
I thought not. So, Gerard Fabiano, as you can see from our ultimate graphic presentation, leads by 1-0 over David Glacier, who has led off with a Hinterland Harbour. What a gorgeous card that is, just in terms of art. Absolutely spectacular. So, yep, it's 4 colours of mana on turn 3 for Glacier. It's a Collingwood special.
That's how we drew it up. When you build your deck, and you know,
Kick
you
off
have
with the Harbour in my red-white deck. I don't actually know what Glacier is playing in terms of balance. Looks like blue-white, red is splash, and you might as well have the freebie of green because, oh look, that's a Hunt Master of the Fells.
we built our decks very well.
Yeah, nice.
And when you're able to play Hunt Master on the Fell on turn 4 off of your splash, that's got to make Gerard think a little.
Yeah, I can see why Glacier's doing pretty well. He has some very nice cards floating around in there, particularly in white.
Sometimes when you build your deck, you want to maximize on your card quality, even if it means that your consistency in getting all your colors is going to be less than other decks. If you just cast your cards, you're going to win.
I tell you, Glacier's deck is really good. I haven't looked at, I don't know whether you've had a chance to look at Gerard's, but Glacier has some stuff. Wow.
I mean, Gerard's he's running a really solid black-red deck.
Yeah.
It's got great removal. He's got some aggressive creatures, so it's no surprises. It's just, you know, if he's able
Just
to...
what a good red-black deck looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Can he get the creatures, the right combination of creatures and removal to, you know, get the Glacier from 22 to 0? So Hunt Master of the Fells is transforming into Ravager of the Fells. It's going to get rid of Markov's Chosen of Markov.
Chosen. More Crop Banshee.
Just as a 4/4 for 5. And this was Morbid. Yeah, because this all happened during his turn. That was pretty sweet.
Hunt Master gone.
Second Hunt Master?
No.
Oh.
No, we're in the realm of Nefarious Sea Kite.
I love the interaction with werewolves and flash cards. I love being able to, you know, play a werewolf, pass your turn, and then, you know, transform your werewolf, and then on your opponent's turn be able to use your mana.
So Glacier now has Stormbound Geist. He has a couple of those, by the way. That was amongst his pretty saucy white-blue flying arsenal.
And that's quite the member of the Air Force that you want on your team.
Yeah, he's also got Angel of Flight Alabaster going on. So, you know,
just in case, you know, when sometimes they die twice, and you need to get them back. One black mana, what's it going to be?
Diagraph Ghoul, fabulous for Rich Parker in Leo, kind of, concealed, perfectly fine, a warm body.
It's kind of cold right now.
Oh, is it?
It'll warm up a little bit.
Warm up.
Yeah.
As it turns through the 90 degrees. Okay.
I was just thinking more of the zombie
Yeah.
thing, you know.
All right.
Zombies aren't very warm. They don't invite you over for, dinner.
Nibbles and drinks.
No.
No? All right.
Just kind of barge in, take what they want.
Talking of barging in and taking what he wants, here comes Glacier.
In for
with
246.
flyers.
Yep.
And you see the power of all those colours.
Yeah, look, all those spells are very good.
Yeah, there's a Slayer of the Wicked, there's a Brimstone volley going on there. So there's Slayer.
Well, sometimes this is the dream mana pool for some people, where you have all of these powerful cards, because a lot of times you have your mana pool, you have your card pool, and there are a lot of powerful cards, but you don't have the mana base to support, but, 2 colors worth of powerful cards. Sometimes you get Hinterland Harbor, and you can play your Huntmaster of the Fells in your Bat deck, or in your Naya deck.
I mean, he's basically blue-white.
Yeah.
But then just goes, might as well. I've got a free green splash with the Hinterland Harbor.
Throw this mountain in, I'm sure.
Might as well throw a bit of mountain action in and go from there.
2 involving one.
Well, so that's part of the story, isn't it? Something that the pros saw with our seal pool. We'll hopefully get one more pro to take a look at our seal pool, Owen Turtenwild and David Sharpman, getting very different looks.
Yeah, they actually built 2 very different decks with those pools.
And I think that's basically about evaluation of the dream.
Exactly.
It's just how good you thought they were. Livy Scott Vargas back down 5-2, by the way. So he now has to win twice with a deck he doesn't like.
That can be tough.
Yep. Probably less tough for him than most.
But David's thinking, which one of these off-color spells should I cast next? They're all so good. Invisible Stalker? Is that what I see?
Uh-huh. He certainly does have an Invisible Stalker in his deck. A bit like Lingering Souls. I love the way a card like Invisible Stalker kind of does the rounds, as it kind of keeps knocking on doors and beating people. So it batters people in sealed as you randomly put an equipment on, and then you go, oh, so that's probably like a draft strategy, right? So then you draft it and it beats people. And someone goes, oh wait, can't I play 8 pieces of equipment in standard? Perhaps I could play 4 Invisible Stalker and 8 equipment and beat people that way. And then that works.
It does work.
Yeah. That's Charles Gindy again. Yeah. Because he won Atlanta. That was the kind of first point we saw that at high level play. So here's Forge Devil getting rid of Civilized Scholar.
I think Civilized Scholar is a very important card in David Gleicher's deck, because he really needs to draw his mana. The right color at the right time.
Losing away, very good plan. So we see Angel of Flight Alabaster in Glacier's hand. We see Invisible Stalker, and we just see everything turning sideways.
It's like, I hope one of my spirits die, but he only has 1, and it is Undying, so.
So it's probably one of those.
I think there's a spirit in the graveyard already. So we will get some value. Oh no, it's a bird.
I'll tell you what value we're about to get. We're about to get game 3, which is the value that we're really interested in.
That's the real value. The value of another good game.
It's Fabiano's at 3, and Brimstone Volley will be 0. So there's David Glacier. You see, winning game 2 off the back of, it turns out I can play all my good spells in my entire pool in this deck, because that's what 4 color mana bases do you.
And it's actually deceiving when you look at his deck list. He has double Evolving Wilds, and he has a Huntmaster of the Fells, but no Forest. That's interesting.
Wow.
So he has a Hinterland Harbor.
So he's off the Hinterland Harbor.
And off the Woodland Cemetery.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
We can't forget about that one. Is he 5 color? Double Caravan Vigil.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Yep.
so
He has a spider spawning, so we are actually 5-color. This is a 5-color monstrosity. And by saying monstrosity, I mean that it's
in a good way.
yes, in the good way, in the best possible way.
So Fabiano obviously has been around for absolutely ever, and I think because he's such a joker, I think people don't necessarily give him his due as a player. Like, this is no low-level pro.
No.
You know, you look and you go, well, Grand Prix Anaheim, nearly a decade ago, quarterfinals there, quarterfinal of Mexico City in 2005. Don't forget to go to Mexico City again, by the way, coming really, really soon to a Grand Prix circuit near you. Massachusetts, he was the runner-up in the two-headed giant event that was running into Pro Tour San Diego. And then 2008, he won the Grand Prix in Philadelphia. Nashville, third in 2010. A bunch of top 16s at the Pro Tour level. You look at Osaka 02, San Diego 04, Philadelphia 05. And then top 8, Pro Tour Boston, team event with a team called Slay Pillage. It's like sort of team that you bring home to mother for tea. And top 8 of US Nationals in 2010 as well. So he's really good without ever having quite scaled the Pro Tour heights.
Right. Maybe one of there's a lot of times where people ask the question, is this one of the best players who hasn't won a Pro Tour?
Well, yeah. He's very good. Hinterland Harbour equals thank you so much. That's a very good start. Mountain, 3 colours on turn 2.
3 colors on turn 2.
And there's the Scar, Screeching Scar. So put the top 2 into my graveyard. They're both islands.
It's an interesting looking island.
Oh, what's the top one?
I
Is
think
it a
it has
Griptide?
I think it's a Griptide. It definitely has a mana
Okay,
cost.
yeah. Stormbound Geist, off the Hinterland Harbour for blue.
And we just play the Wake Dancer as
Yeah.
a 2/2 for 3. Sometimes that's all it needs to be. Now, I don't know if Gerard has any Undying Evil, but that's a great card that, no, he doesn't have any. So
Okay.
I'm going to stop talking about how great it is.
Well, you can still point out that it's great.
I mean, it's very good, especially with morbid creatures.
Yes.
Because it gives you the opportunity of either doubling up on a morbid trigger or you know, playing it without the morbid trigger and then getting the morbid trigger later. And this, we did get confirmation that's a Griptide in the graveyard for David Glacier.
Yeah, so there goes trade. Stormbound Geist gets in for a couple.
We found a 4th color.
Little Cemetery. Only the white's missing, but that's okay because he's got a plains in hand.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's, you know what? I used to play Domain.
Sure.
In both Standard and in Invasion Block Constructed. And I don't think I ever got, you know, all 5 colors on turn 5. No, maybe turn 6. You get 4, you have to live with it for a while.
And then you Caravan Vigil for the 5th.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh wow. We're gonna make David Glacier discard 2 cards.
So one will be... Oh, so respond with Forbidden Alchemy. And he's looking and looking. Looks like there's a couple of land in there, an island and a forest. His hand contains island and plains.
Gruesome Discovery.
That's what Glacier's discovering. It's actually lots of things are going to hit the graveyard. There's a young wolf gone into the graveyard. Glacier pitches some more.
Is that a spider spawning? Oh no, that's a Crushing Vines.
But as you say, he does have a
He
spider.
does have spider spawn in his deck. So now comes the planes, I'm sure, because we don't want anything funny to happen to this planes.
Yeah, no discarding, thank you.
Fabiano down to 14, and down comes Invisible Stalker. Tick tock.
Goes the clock. Doesn't stop. It's one of those things that Tragic Slip isn't going to help with even with Morbid.
You need a more global approach.
Curse of Death's wouldn't be bad.
That'd be really good.
One-eyed Scarecrow, so flies get a little bit weaker on the Glacier side of the board.
A little bit of value, so we increased our living clock, and he's only going to take 2 damage instead of 3 from this attack.
And that does actually, as things currently stand, represent 2 extra turns.
Oh yeah.
At 14, he's dead in 5, 11, 8, 5, 2, 0. But now,
yeah,
12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0.
Right.
So
that's not counting the Brimstone Volley in Glacier's hand.
Sure.
which is a nice 3 to 5.
Things may change. That is certainly true.
We got 1 mana. Is this going to be a... Oh, this is a Forge Devil.
And again, not much choice about where that heads.
Are we going to use multiple spells to get rid of, or to, kill the guys the first time? Oh, we just want Altus Reap target. It's like a fine play. Didn't quite see what he picked up. Is that a Curse of Agony?
Gerard will pass the turn, looking at a Stormbound Geist which wasn't killed by the Rage Devil. Forge Devil. Caravan. I hardly know what to get since I have everything.
What do I need double of? Let's just get maybe another plains or a mountain. You have to play around. It's a red spell that destroys the 13 damage and.
Oh, and just have more of hell.
Yeah.
More of hell.
Yeah. There's not a lot of main deck land destruction, but that one usually makes the cut. Six land for Gerard. Vengeful Vampire.
Okay, that's perfectly reasonable at that point.
That's actually a great card when you're playing the morbid / sacrifice strategy, like Demon Hauberks and
Demon Mail.
Yeah, Demon Mail Hauberks, Altus Reap, things like that.
So Gerard poring over the board, looking at the invisible stalker that is slowly threatening his life right now.
It's getting a job done, slowly but surely.
Glacier's going to draw himself a couple of cards of divination. And both of those are actual spells, one of which is Angel of Flight Alabaster, by the looks of things.
Second one might be a Lantern Spirit.
Invisible Stalker comes in, Gerard falls to 8.
Maybe Selhoff Occultist? Oh no, that is...
Oh, interesting. Gerard's cards going all over the place.
Getting action packed up in here. That is a Niblis of the Breath.
Yeah. Uncommon?
It is uncommon.
Yeah.
You may tap or untap target creature. For a blue and tapping.
Blue. Now, that's time on the round.
Yeah,
but I assume that they will have a few extra minutes.
Yeah, I think they have a few extra minutes. We'll probably get confirmation as to how much time they have.
So Gerard reaches out.
15 extra minute.
They had a deck check as well.
Oh yeah, there were deck checked. I remember when I was going to get the deck list that they were being deck checked. So
we've got time to see Gerard's Death Stress take out the Niblis.
So this will most likely be the last match of this round.
Could well be.
And here comes Invisible Stalker again.
7. Angel of Flight Alabaster.
I think Invisible Stalker should come with a little countdown timer in the corner.
And just a wild stab in the dark that a card like Niblis of the Breath might indeed be a spirit.
Yeah, we might be seeing him again. Him or her.
Nearheath Stalker.
For 1 Undying?
Yeah.
So the Nibbles of the Breath comes back to David Glacier's hand. Looks like he wants to play it.
It puts Gerard in such a tough spot because being able to tap down.
Right, and every one of these creatures is flying or some type of evasion. Granted, there is a Scarecrow in play, One-Eyed Scarecrow, but it's only doing so much.
And there's Brimstone Volley to finish things off.
Yep, take 5.
Yeah, 2 to the face. That's a Lava Axe I can get behind. Right, I mean...
Lava Axe was okay when, it didn't target players. I mean, when it didn't target creatures.
Yeah.
But, this one is like, I could kill your creature.